So, what are the factors that are causing a loneliness epidemic in America? There's a few factors that are causing this. One, the fact that, aside from the obvious, that everything is so expensive now these days, from basic necessities, the cost of living, from affording groceries to being able to afford rent, forget even having the ability to save up and purchase a home. These are financial pressures that are affecting a lot of young Americans these days. And, we'll harken back to what I call the era of the illness during 2020. I'm sure most of you will be very familiar with what I'm referring to. That was a very stressful time for many young Americans. You have a lot of people that were facing a lot of isolation, a lot of stress in those times. And even before that time period in America, a lot of other factors were also keeping us lonely. Take the effect of what social media has done to our brains. The use of smartphones, technological tablets, for example. The fact that we're increasing our usage in screen time, these are things that are affecting our well-being and how we present ourselves to each other. It's making us more lonely. There was a statistic somewhere that I was reading. During the 1990s, about 3% of the American population was facing some sort of degree of loneliness. But fast forward to today, that figure now is 15% of young people. And it's just like, you have to wonder what's really accelerating that number. And honestly, I think it's because of screen time. The fact that we are so addicted to our devices. We're not going on walks. We're not being present, taking in the air outside. These are exercises that help our mental strength. But I also think another factor that is causing a lot of loneliness is what I call friendflation. And that is also referring to how expensive it is to go out and socialize with friends. Even if it's just going out to eat at a restaurant or at a bar. Anywhere that you go, it's gotten more expensive. It's gotten more costly. It's already half a battle trying to make rent each month. Being able to afford groceries and gas. All the other pressures that you have just to survive leaves you very little in terms of a budget for spending time with friends and family. This is where the concept of friendflation has come to play. And I think it's gotten worse ever since the illness. But this is it's an observation that I've been seeing in our lifetime now, especially with, younger people, that there's just so much struggle going on financially. And that is taking a serious mental toll on how we socialize. This is why I always emphasize in each of my videos why it's so important to really keep your controllable expenses low. Why it's important to not finance unnecessary dumb shit. Expensive car loans, unnecessary smartphones that can really eat away at your phone bill. Pointless subscriptions. That's a real bad one right there. It may not seem terrible, but a lot of subscriptions, if you're not paying attention to your budget, that adds up over time. That can cause a lot of, financial drain. It's the ones that you don't particularly see as a problem are the ones that end up being consequential. So cutting on pointless subscriptions is a big one, but just don't finance dumb shit. Pay off your credit cards. Stick to one credit card if you can, and only put charges on necessary, essential expenses, not on wants. Those are luxury things. And honestly, wants are pressures that have been put on us by society that, we would be missing out if we didn't have a particular product or service. We wouldn't be cool without those products. You have to forego that. You'll be better off in the long run just foregoing a lot of those financial traps. And just being aware, being financially conscious of what you're spending, how your money is leaving your account, your budget each month will help you take better control of your finances. Finances is just such a big component in socialization. Being able to socialize with friends and family, because you would be able to afford those things in life. Really comes down to that. But yeah, I feel that a lot of Americans are struggling to interact and be with friends and family because things are so expensive right now. It's all about taking control of your budget and your life. Catch you on the next video.